Welcome to Nintendo Dads episode 550, recorded on October 23rd, 2025. On this week's episode, we talk about Kirby Air Riders Direct number 2, Nintendo listens to the Nintendo Dads, Atari does not, and Nintendo wants to send you to Nintendo San Francisco. Jesse, you know what to do.
I want to ask this. Why does Nintendo want to send people to San Francisco? They haven't even sent us to San Francisco. And we're their dads.
Because they want people to spend money, and they know we don't have that.
Trust me. We don't. No. We're going to
Not
California
for today, at least.
We don't. We're going out there in 2 months, and we're not going to San Francisco. We're going to Disney World, Disneyland, and we've spent all the money. It's plane tickets. I waited on plane tickets, and I scored the jackpot this Monday. I'm just gonna say, yeah,
Nice.
We're flying out there for $119 a person, and we're flying back here for $122 a person. Bazinga!
Nice.
That's
how you do it.
Sometimes it pays to wait.
Yeah, because last week, probably post-show people heard it. I don't think anyone else did. We were talking about possible trips for next year, and I'm like looking at $500. It is a round trip at least, but still, that's almost twice as much as what you're spending per person.
Yeah, and here's the deal. Like, I don't care. Like, we may not sit together.
True.
Because on Southwest, we're boarding together on the way out there, and on the way back, we're flying American Airlines. So if they're in the back of the plane and I'm suddenly end up in first class,
they're 17 and 18. They can handle themselves.
I'm talking about my wife too. I'm just gonna be like, there's one first class seat, and be like, bye. Bye. You got your Disney trip. I'm getting my first class seat on the way home. Hey, so guys, welcome to Nintendo Dads 550, October 23rd, 2025. It's Day of the Games, because this is the day that almost every developer that develops for Nintendo Switch decided to release a game except Nintendo. And we're going to talk about
5 games today.
Yeah.
I haven't played any of them yet.
It's crazy. We're going to talk a little bit more about releases here in just a little bit, but join me on the show this week are Jesse and Tim. Justin is away. He is with his family. They have flown across the pond and are currently in Ireland for some much-needed R&R. And so
or revisiting all the pubs that he hasn't been into.
I think that's probably what he's doing. If he's not having an Iron Brew, I'm really upset because I would like to have one of those, because apparently they're really good soda. And so, Justin, if you... Wait, what am I saying? Justin doesn't listen to this.
We'll find out.
I fully expected when I said that for like the little window to pop up in the bottom and be like, sure, look it's 4:00 over here. I'm listening. But anyway, Justin, if you do hear this, we hope that you have a fantastic time on your trip and you spend some great time with your family. We do have a lot to talk about this week. So how about we just dive straight into the news, shall we?
Do it.
Our news is brought to us each week by you guys over at patreon.com/Nintendo Dads and our Twitch Prime subscribers as well. We want to say a huge thanks to all of you for being in a way that other people aren't with the dads. And you help us do things like create great content. You make our community a better place. You help us buy games when we don't get codes for those, and you're just in general awesome. And I do want to say we were supposed to have Patreon producer Jacqueline Amira on the show tonight, and she wasn't able to do that. So Jacqueline, if you're listening, be sure go back and find that Calendly link and reschedule, because we definitely want you on there.
She's already canceled it, but she hasn't gone in yet to reschedule.
Right.
Or someone canceled it.
If you need help rescheduling it, reach out we'll get you back on the schedule. And Dave Ernsberger will be on sometime in November. And there's Mr. Anonymous or Miss Anonymous out there. If that's you, pony up, mail us, and we'll send you a link. And then maybe we can do something where Jesse like runs you through the Robo Jesse filter, and we'll have you just like be in a blur, and you can be on the show as
I
sound.
don't think I can do
entire
that.
time.
The
They would have to do that.
Yeah, they'd have to do it on their end. And that,
So what I'm voting for is that they get some kind of plug-in that makes them sound like Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget, and they come on the show.
That would be awesome.
You know,
That's as long as it doesn't sound like this.
That's cool too. So yeah, head over to patreon.com/NintendoDads. You can jump in for $1, $5, $10, $30 a month, and you'll get all kinds of goodies over there. Each tier has something different to offer. And if you want to jump in at a year subscription, we'll give you a month free. And all patrons and friends of the, well, we call them friends of the show, all friends of the show and Twitch Prime subscribers, y'all get an ad-free feed of the show because Tim makes that happen. And Jesse.
Just go on our Discord and go to the subscription page.
So before we start, I want to explain the little delay in the news clip. So I was looking at my stream deck. I'm like, why is it off there? So I straightened it, and when I went to find the button, because I straightened it, I now have all the glare. So I re-crooked it to not get the glare. So now I can read the buttons again. So,
that sucks.
So like,
work for you, but not for us. So
I try to fix something for myself, and I break something else.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, we totally skipped this, and I'm sorry. I apologize. How are you guys doing? I always ask that, and I just forgot. Are y'all doing okay?
I just thought you wanted to get right into the news, because we are running late. So
Tim, we have, but listen, I've had a really rough week. Okay, like I've just had a lot piled up on me, and so I'm in a place tonight. All right, and I had an espresso. I've had an espresso machine for a year, and I finally made it right tonight, and I feel like I could charge through a wall. Like, when Donkey Kong does the Bananza transformation, zebra, that's me right now.
Awesome.
Well,
let's get
it is.
I'm fine with getting
it's
this
a little
show.
awesome. It's a little awesome, but it's not. And Jesse has a dragon.
Yes.
So that means his 3D printer is working, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's been printing almost nonstop for the last 2 or 3 days, making stupid stuff like this that has no useful value. So what's being printed now actually does have useful value. And
can I tell you what?
I talked about that in the pre-show. Yeah, go ahead.
Listen, I'm going to tell you what I told my wife when she looks at my Transformers. It's not stupid because I enjoy it. If you enjoy it, it's not stupid.
Well, the process of making something is fun, but once it's made and I can't really find a use for it, it'll just get binned.
I have an idea. You go in your backyard and you throw it on the ground when you're mad. Sure. And that just, that becomes your smash pile. Speaking. Oh my gosh. Speaking of smash piles, let's talk about the news. Tonight we want to take a minute. This actually happened last week and we kind of skipped over it. I think it kind of was nebulous. Like, I don't know if we knew about this on show day or not, but we want to take a minute and we want to mourn the passing, along with the rest of the gaming industry, of Tomonobu Itagaki. And I know I butchered his name, but Mr. Itagaki is notorious and controversial in the video gaming world. He was 52 when he passed away. You would know him as the director of Dead or Alive, Ninja Gaiden. He was behind its revival. And of course, the wonderful, wonderful, much celebrated Wii U game, Devil's Third, which is everyone's favorite game.
Yes.
So really sudden. No, it caught a lot of people off guard. 52 is relatively young. As a 45-year-old man, I say that 52 is relatively young.
And Tim and I are closer to 52 than that.
Yeah. So not much to report here other than to say that our thoughts and prayers for his family. Um, I did have an interesting email in my inbox this week. I backed the EGM compendium on Kickstarter earlier
I did
this year.
too. Yeah.
And this week they were updating about the typesetting and everything, and the project's it's delayed, but it's going according to the new schedule. But one of the things that they added was that two of the people who were working on it had actually had um, correspondence with Itagaki before he died, and they said, hearing all the stories about him through the years, they didn't know what to expect, but they just reached out on a lark and were like, he was always being interviewed by EGM, and all this stuff. And so they reached out and they're like, there's no way he's gonna. And they said he immediately got back with them, said that they found him to be like the most warm, humble person, like total antithesis of what everybody else had gotten.
Right. Yeah.
And that he was extremely helpful. And I hope we see some of that in that compendium when we finally get that. And so, um, you know, may all your days be filled with dead or alive volleyball girls in the
Devil's
hereafter.
Yes.
Yeah, and so there you go. You guys have a favorite game by him? Have you enjoyed any of those games?
I don't
Played
think
any
I've
of them?
ever played any of those games.
So I tried the original Ninja Gaiden when he did kind of the
Is this the
revival,
Xbox era?
Yeah, it was the Xbox era.
Okay,
And
yeah,
found
I
it.
didn't play those.
I got to stage 4 and found it frustratingly hard, and was like, "Yep, I'm out."
Yeah, I don't think
So
I played any of the games either.
Yeah,
I
I played
tried
the
Ninja
NES
Gaiden.
games, but that's
Oh, wait.
it.
I did the DS Ninja Gaiden game, and
okay,
I love that one, but I don't know if he directed that one directly. Haha.
yeah. So the games I'm coming up with showing him as director for are Ninja Gaiden Dragon Sword, Dead or Alive,
Yeah, that's the
Extreme
DS
Beach
one.
Volleyball,
He did do that one. Okay.
Ninja
Dragon
Gaiden
Sword.
2,
Yep.
Dead or Alive 4, Devil's Third, Ninja Gaiden Black, and Dead or Alive Code Chronos. So
Yeah, that was a great Ninja Gaiden game. I had a lot of fun with that one, the Dragon Sword one.
cool.
It came with a dragon sword stylus.
I remember that.
Of course,
Which
it
I
did.
had, and it was awesome. And it was a lot of fun swiping on the screen, but I was nervous about scratching that screen.
So Wikipedia gives us a little bit more detail here. Dead or Alive 1, 2, 3, Beach Volleyball, Ninja Gaiden, Dead or Alive Ultimate. Then these are just things he was producer and director on. Ninja Gaiden Black, Dead or Alive 4, and then executive producer of Dragon Sword, and producer and director of Ninja Gaiden 2 in 2008. And then I love this this title. His last game was Samurai Jack Battle Through Time in 2020, where he was the Supreme Advisor.
Nice.
Supreme Advisor. That was a good game too, though. I enjoyed that one.
Gotta love that title.
Yeah.
Supreme Advisor.
Supreme Advisor.
Put that in my email.
That's like me being a Scrum Master. I love the Scrum Master name I have.
Yeah, and see, that's another name. Tim, hear me with utmost respect when I say this. I'm sure your job is fantastic, but it sounds disgusting because I don't want to do anything with Scrum. I don't want to do that.
It can be, yes.
I'm a developer, and neither do I.
Yeah,
I'm the Scrum Master.
And that sounds like something that's in a video game. It's like the end boss is the Scrum Master. Anyway. Speaking of controversial Japanese directors of video games, Masahiro Sakurai provided us with another extensive look at Kirby Air Riders today with the 60-minute direct presentation, mainly focused on new modes, online features, legacy content, and showcasing deep customization, as well as revealing new $50 amiibo that you can purchase as well. He also concluded the presentation by stating the game is a complete experience. There is no plans for DLC, and that all development effort was put into the initial release, and that the game would not become a franchise. Thank God.
No paid DLC. Just to
no
be
paid
clear,
DLC.
because
No paid
always
DLC.
potential of free DLC.
Yeah, there'll be free DLC. So let's kind of dive in and talk a little bit
Paid
about this.
DLC
Tim,
or more amiibo.
I know that you are super excited for Air Riders. You're like the one person on this podcast that's excited for this game. Did this today? Did this amp up your hype for this game? Did it show enough?
Because of my excitement, I did not watch this one because I already want to buy it. There's no reason for me to watch it. I already want, and I want to be kind of, surprised by whatever I get to see. So I didn't want to see too much. So I didn't watch it.
So I can't talk about anything that we saw.
You can go for it. It's just I didn't want to see it.
I just want you to know that I did not watch this, and I have no plans to watch it. But I did make a list. I did find a list of what was there, just in case people are out there and they're like you and they're like, hey, I didn't get to watch it or whatever. There were 2 new modes that were mentioned. Number 1 is Top Ride, which is a top-down perspective race and includes courses inspired by those in air ride mode. If you've ever seen that old NES game that was like super off-road 4x4 truck racing, where it's like on dirt tracks and you're looking at it from like a skewed top-down perspective, or slot car racers on Mario Kart, that's what this looks like.
Like the old Sprint arcade or something like that?
Yeah. So it's a lot like that. He also talked about a new mode called Road Trip, which is going to be a single player edition. There's a story that's going to be behind there. And so, yeah. No, he didn't even spoilers. He didn't even offer it. All right. He just hinted at the story. So he's going to leave it up to you to figure it out, because none of those cutscenes need to be uploaded to YouTube, right? Because it'll ruin future games. There's also going to be another a new thing called a paddock. This is where you gather for online play. It's a lobby. It lets you move around, lets you set up matches, lets you interact with people. It's even possible for several matches to be happening within the same paddock. You can change the music, emotes, do all that. In air ride mode, there's a new type of race called Swap Relay, which you'll select a machine for each individual lap, and you'll automatically swap machines when you complete the laps. So it's a new vehicle every time. Then there's also a Transform Star, which is a star-type flying machine and bike, and is one of the new machines. You can move the left stick, and you can swap between both types to keep your opponents on their toes. And I do want to say this. This was really cool. There's a transforming robot DDD that was shown off. And the interest meter ticked up a little bit for me on that. Like, when you start getting into transforming robots, we're hitting a very specific button.
Sakurai was listening to you.
Yeah, brand new.
Mario,
does he sound like this?
I hope so. I hope you've done the voice for him. 3 new amiibo and machines were shown off today: Meta Knight and Shadow Star, King DDD and Tank Star, and Chef Kawasaki and Hop Star. Also, the presentation confirmed the return of all 9 air ride courses from the original game, from Fantasy Meadows to Nebula Bolt, bringing the total number of tracks to 18. And then we got some more details on City Trial mode. It also talked about stadiums, and the boss of those stadiums is Robo DDD, a boss who can transform between DDD mode and car mode. And then there's returning copy abilities. There was so much in this. You can collect gummies.
Is Hasbro gonna have a cease and desist on this game?
Man, God, you know what I wish would happen? This is it. Transformers does those collabs, where they do like the turtle van that transforms into a robot and the Mandalorian ship that turns into a robot. We need this. Kirby cross Transformers. This right here blew my mind. You can collect gummies. They're shaped like the machines of opponents you've defeated.
How many people who collect gummies? And it's not the same thing.
And right, yeah. It also says you can become a gummillionaire.
Oh,
and
Something
you
like that.
also, as you earn miles, you'll be able to um, you'll be able to spend miles. And also on top of that, there were so many characters um, that were announced, including this one. Kind of got Tim. I'll admit to you here, the little interest meter ticked up for me on this one too. The Lo and La 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 are going to be riders in this.
That makes sense.
That's an NES deep cut.
Yeah.
If you think about it. And so tons of Taranzas in it from what which one was he in? He was the bad guy. And was that Star Allies? He was one of the bad guys in?
I do not know.
I don't know. So you Tim, this is day one for you, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Like day one.
Yes. It
Okay.
is day one. I'm going to be getting it. That's why I didn't watch the second. I
Yeah.
didn't have to. Because again, I didn't want to get
Because you already
a
knew.
lot of good
Like,
information. I was ready to jump in and kind of play it. And it's cool to hear that there's a story mode. So I'm looking forward to it.
yeah.
So Triple Deluxe, by the way, is
Yeah,
where
yeah. Taranza from Triple Deluxe, La 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 La, DeRoach from Squeak Squad, Rocky, the living rock enemy, Rick from Kirby's Dream Land 2, and Scarfy. Oh, and Marks and Waddle Dee from I love this website. It says Waddle Dee from literally every game. Uh so I mean, this is out November 20th. If you're interested in it, I don't think there's going to be any more information released before, because they really all jokes aside, because I've joked about how it, and kind of groused about how it's gotten a whole lot more attention than other games, but they really do need to change gears to promoting Metroid Prime 4 here, in a bit, like more than just like 60-second shots. I did see today that they released a couple of new commercials about it and showed off a new boss, but we got to have more than that. I personally think that Metroid Prime 4 needs its own direct. But I know Tim, you're going to agree with me because it's Metroid. But
100%. It needs a direct and a demo.
oh, I 100% needs a demo. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Preferably
And
one that carries over.
It needs a direct. It needs a demo. It needs I'll add a third D. It needs a discount on Metroid Prime Remastered around the time it comes out, and then also it needs Samus Returns to be remade for the Switch, because I ain't playing it on the Game Boy. There was a little blurb on the news thing on Switch 2 today, and it was like, "Get ready for Samus's new adventure," and I'm like, I'm not playing Metroid 2 on the Game Boy. I'm not doing it. I'll get out my 3DS and I'll play that first. Okay. Couple other little Nintendo things here, straight from the people themselves. The Nintendo Today app has an update, and if you have not updated that on your smart device, go do it, because it now allows sharing of news articles, or some news articles. You still can't get screen captures from the app, but you can share news articles in a variety of ways. You can share them to social media. You can share them via text or email, different things like that. But it all does come back to the app. It's not like it's not pointing out to another site or anything like that. And so just wanted to throw that out there, because I know that was for some people that was like, they don't know, you can't share anything. And you still really can't.
That was us. We were talking about that. That's why I was saying they listen to us.
Yeah,
because
you still can't. Like, I would like to be able to just share the renders, right? I want to, like, if I want to share that render with somebody like that's on there, I want to be able to do that. And really, what I want to do is I want to send Wario's Fart of the Day to people. That's been a recurring thing on the app lately. The aroma of the day, which
the aroma of the day is
Lord
hilarious.
have mercy. Golly. And it makes a fart sound and everything. So, somebody at Nintendo really hates Wario. They really do.
What are you talking about? That's love right there.
No, they like, My
That is
little
love.
my little nephew was here today. He's 4 and he is obsessed with the Mario movie. And they watched it again today at daycare. And I was playing Power Wash Simulator 2, and he was like, "Who made that mess?" And I was like, "It's probably Wario," because we were in a bathroom. I was
Yeah.
like, "I bet it stinks. It's probably Wario." And he's like, Mario?" And I said, "No, Wario." He had no clue who Wario is. And so I was
He
like,
does now.
That could be a good thing.
Wario is Mario's evil cousin who likes to eat garlic and fart. And he was like, "Oh," and that was hilarious. You know, we were
Of
done
course.
then. Conversation over.
He's
David
doing research
David
when he
asks
gets
us
home.
this.
Yep.
I've already got him in trouble once today. I'll take the digress here. I have convinced him that there is that anytime he doesn't know somebody's name, that there is an invisible person named Pootus who has done whatever he's talking about. And I was like, because I'll just mess with him and be like, "Did you see Pootus at school today?" Or he's like, "Somebody took my juice." I was like, "I bet it was Pootus." Well, now everything is Pootus. Everything. And his mother hates it. And so I'm like, "Yeah, Uncle, job done." Because the other day he was like, "I was on the playground with William and Pootus." And I was like, "Yes, yes, you were." So yeah, I got him in trouble because he was talking about Pootis. David asked us this: along with the share button being added to the Nintendo Today app, do you feel that Nintendo would ever add the ability for a heavily curated community forum to exist where fans can submit drawing content, fan projects to be shown on the Today app? Let me just go ahead and answer this for all of us. No. No.
Yeah, after Miiverse and Swapnote, I don't think Nintendo wants to get into the
Nope.
business of moderation again like that.
And I completely agree with you. I think that Swapnote was the final straw. It was Miiverse was bad, but I think didn't Swapnote happen in there like while Miiverse was going to
No, Swapnote
the whole
was dead
Swapnote
and gone before Wii U even was a thing.
It's like it was on extremely thin ice after Swapnote, and then there were some real turds on Miiverse that they were pootuses.
There
Who
was some brilliant things that happened on Miiverse as well.
there were,
but
absolutely.
why can't Metroid crawl?
Gosh, I forgot about why can't Metroid crawl. But yeah, they're never going to do that because that's just added. They have to, you know, it's another layer of stuff they have to look at all the time, constantly, because it's, they're going to curate that family friendly content, idea, kind of visual, and they're just not going to do it. Not going to happen. Here is something that might happen. Nintendo is in the process of renewing the Virtual Console trademark. Why?
So no one else uses it.
Well, I
Because
mean,
trademarks do expire; they have to be renewed.
here's the deal.
Even if
I don't think
Nintendo
it's.
themselves are not going to use it.
Yeah, I was going to say they're not going to use it.
It's been used in the past, and it's still in the back of minds of most gamers who are Nintendo fans. So
Yep.
I think if I agree that they have to renew it, even if they're not going to use it again, they still have to renew it. And if someone wants to use it and fight them in court, that's on them. But
yeah,
because if Nintendo's not using it, they can still lose it. But again, they got to pony up the dollars to fight it in court for that to see if that'll happen.
Yeah, so
and not many people want to do that.
Right. So what Jesse's saying, and hear us when we say this, this is not Nintendo bringing the Virtual Console back. It's not going to happen. I saw some people today and they were like, "What if it means there's going to be a whole thing on the eShop where there's a Virtual Console section where they sell all their retro games?" No.
They would have done that 8 years ago if they wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the Virtual Console, as we knew it on the Wii and the Wii U, is dead. And it's unfortunate, but it's the truth. And it's not coming back because NSO, they're making more money with NSO. They have to be, or they would bring it back.
Well, yeah, because they're getting $80 out of each of us, and
A year.
They're a year, and they're sure as hell it was not $80 worth of $5 games that we were buying annually.
Oh, sure.
Maybe the one year
Absolutely.
there might have been,
Maybe
but
one
not
year.
but not every year.
I guarantee you know what year it was? It was the year when they were like, when Reggie was like, "Oh yeah, we're working on getting all your games over to the Switch with Virtual Con. We're working on something." And I went in and upgraded all of them to Wii U versions. Yeah, that was the dumbest $2 or $3 a pop I ever spent. Oh gosh. Anyway, David says, can Virtual Console return within the NSO service as an option to buy older titles? Would this hybrid storefront streaming service safeguard Nintendo if the streaming service ever loses its allure due to rising costs, such as what has happened to Game Pass? I think we just answered that question, didn't we?
Yeah. Well, Game Pass's problem is they were forking up a lot of money on third parties, of which, while Nintendo is putting some money towards third party old stuff too. Thank you, Calico. There's no way it's going to be as much money. We're not talking 7 digits. We're talking 5 at the most.
They know how to budget.
Yeah.
That's essentially it.
Yeah.
So it's going to come down to that.
Yeah. Well,
here's $25,000. Can we put that car racing paint game on the service? Sure. Done.
Right.
City Connection. That's the name of it. I couldn't think of the name off the top of my head, but I knew the gameplay.
Let's take a little divergence here from Nintendo news, and this could go either way.
This makes me so happy.
Yeah, Atari has announced new hardware. Is this, wait, hang on. Is this Nintendo Dad's circa 2017 again? Didn't
Yes,
Atari
but this time
announce new hardware at some point?
Well, no. Intellivision Entertainment announced hardware that fell on their faces. This is hardware that's actually coming.
Yeah. Okay. So they've
now that
produced the
Intellivision Entertainment no longer owns the name Intellivision. They sold it to Atari. We talked about that a year ago.
And here's the fruit of that. Intellivision Sprint. It looks like the original Intellivision with HDMI output and wireless controllers. Has a built-in 45 games, including 48 double-sided overlays, and will cost $150. Pre-orders are up now, and it ships early in December, which means it may actually be real.
Yes, people have already played it. There's a number of YouTube channels that has had hands-on time with it, and showed it off, and it's real. And this is like the exact type of system I was hoping Amico would be, but the only thing missing is people were hoping for a cartridge slot so they can sideload games like Atari 2600 Plus can. No cartridge slot.
That's coming later. The Intellivision Sprint Plus.
Yeah, but you can sideload. You can still sideload ROMs on a USB drive and put it in the USB port in the back.
Okay.
And there are some of the newer homebrew games that use a specific type of mainboard can't be dumped. So hope. I tried buying a solution to dump my carts in the past, and I couldn't get it to work. I'm buying another one. I'm waiting for that to be delivered so I can give that a try as well. But, knowing that the homebrew carts I have probably won't work, and I'm going to have to, if I want the digital ROMs, I may have to rebuy them. Which,
gotcha.
There was on a Facebook thread, I had a conversation with someone saying, hey, I want to dump my ROMs. What's the best way to do it? And someone said, oh, you can buy a digital version here, most of them. I'm like, yeah, but I already paid for them. I said, while I've been known to sail the seas in the past, I want to pay homebrew developers for having their games. That is fair, but fair works both ways. I don't think I should be able to have to pay twice to get what I need.
I agree with that. Absolutely. Well, here's hoping that succeeds. We'll see.
Nintendo asked if Picross could run on it. If someone writes a homebrew app, it'll probably run on it.
There you go. Okay. A couple other news items here, the updates we want to mention, and this one relates to Donkey Kong Bonanza. If you have the DLC, there will be in-game monthly events beginning on October 28th. So you do have to have the Emerald Rush DLC. The first of these events will be called Chip Fever, which is going to take place from October 28th until November 4th. During that time, players can smash their way through Donkey Kong Island for a chance to collect statues of On Guard and Kong Bananza. So there will be special statues that are only offered during these events. And so you get some stuff. I mean, yeah, I like the Emerald Rush DLC. I think it's fun. I haven't tooled around with it enough or as much as I thought I would, but I still think it's cool. And so that's coming up next week, next Tuesday. That's when that starts. Also, Pikmin 4 is getting a free update, which adds photo mode, decor Pikmin, and 2 new difficulty settings. Decor Pikmin will be wearing some sort of costume that will retain that look after you recruit them to the group, and you can even send them to Pikmin Bloom. This releases in November, and there was absolutely no mention of Switch 2 enhancements, which is very puzzling.
Yeah.
To me.
This is not enough for me to play the game again, but if they ever do Switch 2 enhancements, I'll play it again.
Yeah, it is good that it's free, but with all the other games that are getting Switch 2 upgrades, and as many people who talked about Pikmin for them wanting a Switch 2 upgrade for that, that this feels very weird, feels very strange. But again, at least it's free, right? Free is good right now. Also, Nintendo wanted us to tell you that starting today through November 18th, My Nintendo members can redeem 10 platinum points per entry, up to 5 entries, for a chance to win a trip to Nintendo San Francisco. They want you to come to their store and shop. And so they'll pay your way. It includes round-trip airfare and 2-night stay for one winner and up to 3 guests. The winner and their guests will also get a personal tour of Nintendo San Francisco from Doug Bowser. Maybe not.
I didn't see that in the press release.
It'll be from somebody from Nintendo Treehouse. I don't know. Also, visitors to Nintendo San Francisco. Probably just the manager. You're right. Visitors to either store in San Francisco or New York can also receive seasonal offers, including free holiday-themed gift wrap with purchase of $50 or more on December 6th, 7. 6, 7. Shoppers, shoppers.
I don't know what that means, and I don't think I want to know what that means.
I don't either, but it's there. Shoppers with purchases of $100 or more will receive a Nintendo holiday ornament featuring Mushroom Kingdom friends from December 13th through the 20th while supplies last. And starting in early December, visitors can check in at the My Nintendo kiosk to receive platinum points and a giveaway item. You could already get the platinum points, but there will be a special giveaway item from that kiosk as well. So if you're lucky enough to live on either coast and not be forgotten by Nintendo and the rest of us flyover states between the two, go check it out. And you can spend some points to try to get them to send you there. I know I'm going to. I mean that. I'm going to.
They need one in the center. Either they could put one in here in Detroit. That'll work.
Nintendo Nashville rolls right off the tongue. Nintendo Nashville.
Yeah, that'll work too.
Mario in a cowboy hat. You know,
Yep.
it would be awesome.
That
And
would
I
be
would go
cool
there.
if Nintendo started expanding to cities like Apple stores, but
Yeah.
have them themed for the region they're in or the city they're in. So, like you said, cowboy
Yeah.
hats for the Nashville
Yeah.
one.
Kansas City
writes
just
itself.
has bottles of barbecue sauce all over the place.
Wario's
Exactly.
barbecue sauce.
Yep. And then
Barbecue sauce.
Mario Kart should be here in Detroit for cars.
I agree. I like that. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's going to be
Yeah.
garlic flavored sauce.
yes.
Yeah, it's a garlic base. Yeah, I like it. Let's go through some releases and updates to remind you about some stuff. Man, today did people pour the games out on us, right? Out today, games that we think that you should know about. And then we're going to have some videos up of here in just a little bit. Jackbox Party Pack 11 is out. It looks really good. I've not been able to try it with anybody yet, but I do have it. And I'm going to try to do a video. Maybe I'll do a stream it and get some folks from the community to play, and we'll do that sometime this weekend. Also out
Got
today.
Extra Life coming up too. So
That's true. Plants vs. Zombies Replanted is out on Switch and Switch 2. Also, Jackbox Party Pack 11's out on both Switch and Switch 2. Plants vs. Zombies Replanted does have a specific Switch 2 version. If you're lucky like Jesse, you'll buy it and you'll get both versions downloaded.
Yeah, I don't know why I have both of them.
Yeah,
I do.
Did you pre-order the other one? But didn't and forgot?
No, I don't. No, I don't think I did. I did. I didn't.
Just gave him a free Switch game.
Okay.
Yeah. Also out today, which everyone should be rushing to their Switch 2 to buy right now. Power Wash Simulator 2 is out on Switch 2, and it is amazing. We'll talk about it a little bit later when I talk about what we've been playing, but it's out. Also, tomorrow, Once Upon a Katamari is out. And Jesse, you had another game that you purchased as well. What was that came out today?
Oh, it was. I don't remember the name of it. It was like $4 poker game. So I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it next week.
Persona 3 Reload came out today. The eShop is packed full of stuff. Also, next week on October 30th, we've got Luigi's Mansion on GameCube via NSO. Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection is out next week on the 30th. Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake is out. That pretty much finishes off October. If you have any money left in November, Demon School's coming out on November 19th. Kirby Air Riders on the 20th. Constance on the 24th. And as of today, we have a ton of other games to add to our out later list. Marvel Cosmic Invasion got a release date of December the 1st this week. Also announced today, Assassin's Creed Shadows is coming to Nintendo Switch. It will release on December 2nd. Metroid Prime 4 comes out on Metroid 4's Day on December 4th. Octopath Traveler 0 on December 4th. Mina the Hollower still to be determined. And Elden Ring Tarnished Edition has been delayed to 2026, where it will join Fallout Anniversary Edition that is coming. They don't have a release date on that, just 2026. Also, it's not on this list, but System Shock Remake is coming to Nintendo Switch as well, as was announced today too. So lots of third-party action. Don't forget, check out our YouTube channel. We've got new videos up there every week, and we will have new videos this weekend, specifically about Plants vs. Zombies and Power Wash Simulator for sure, and hopefully a live stream of Jackbox Party Pack if folks want to play. That's our news. Let's pause here for an ad from our good friends over at Manscaped.
Hey, listen, it's dangerous to go alone or with a partner without the right tools. Exactly. Take this, the Manscaped Lawnmower 5.0. Taking control of your bush responsibly is important. These products are so good, you're going to be showing off your Master Sword and rupees with pride. Also, take the Beard Hedger to keep your face looking good in Hyrule. It's a fact that you will have the best kept sack in all of Hyrule. Save big and be the most hygienic version of yourself by using our discount code NINDADS for, don't tell anybody, 20% off at manscaped.com. They keep telling us 15%, but it's so far everybody's been getting 20% off. Again, that's 20% off at manscaped.com with NINDADS. It's time you level up and impress your Zelda with the ultimate bushwhacking tools from Manscaped.
Should we call it the adult wallet? Because that's what it's called in Ocarina of Time. You can upgrade your initial wallet to the adult's wallet. Take care of your adult wallet. Anyway, anyway. Hey, so it's time for our mystery blind rankings. It is part 3 of Jesse's best NES black box games. It was just 3 parts that we were going to do, right?
Yeah,
Jesse?
that's all I've had prepared.
Okay, cool. Well, we're ready. What
Part 3.
what horribleness are you going to put on us this week?
And again, Super Mario Brothers will not be mentioned, so don't have to worry about that. So my first game is Donkey Kong Jr.
Not Donkey Kong Jr. Math, because we had that last week. So
Right.
I will say 3.
Did you play that one?
I did.
Okay. I
like it.
I'll go with your answer.
Have you never played Donkey Kong Jr.?
Nope.
So,
I didn't have the NES, so
I played it. I did not have the black box version. I actually had the Donkey Kong Classics version where it and Donkey Kong came on the same cart.
Nice.
I couldn't ever get past the bird level with the keys and the chains.
Oh man, I love it.
I could play through. I had the Atari 2600 version of this game as well, and it looked like crap, but I could play it. But I couldn't. I tried playing the arcade, and I cannot get past it. That first level. If I tried hard enough, I probably could. Anyway, next game, pinball.
4.
Okay, I'll let you two fight it out.
We can't meet in the middle because we already put Donkey Kong Jr.
I'm
there.
telling you that I'm saving 5.
I like pinball games, so that's why.
Okay,
it's like,
I'll go. I will acquiesce on this one.
Okay.
Kung Fu.
What?
Kung Fu.
Kung Fu.
1. Absolutely number 1. Why is that game nowhere? I need that game on NSO. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
I think the Japanese version was actually a licensed game, and they took the license away in
that might
the American
be why.
release. Okay. My 4th game, Gyromite.
Ooh. See, there's still one that I think is coming that I think is going to be my 5. So I'm going to say 4.
I'll go with 4. That's fine.
All right. I'm going to ask, what do you think is coming?
Clue Land.
Okay. I'm not. I didn't want to do that one. That's not coming.
Okay.
Donkey Kong.
Okay, it's 5. You did this to us.
Yep, I did.
I know you love Donkey Kong, but you did this.
You all came up with Kung Fu was 1, Pinball for 2, Donkey Kong Jr. for 3, Gyromite 4, and Donkey Kong 5.
So our top 3, if we go from the ones on every week, is Donkey Kong 3, Popeye, and Kung Fu. Okay.
I still appreciate the Popeye one, but yeah.
Yeah.
Third Strongest Mole says the Clue Land of disrespect.
It's terrible. I'm sorry.
I tried playing that game.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I couldn't figure it out.
So Strongest Mole also said
it's like that Donkey Kong left and right hand grab game on GBA and DS, but on the NES.
But without good controls.
Well, I'm saying that's my point. The controls are lousy everywhere on all those games.
Third Strongest Mole said the same thing about disrespect to the balloon fight last week.
Here's the deal. I would have put Urban Champion lower than Balloon Fight. I would have put Donkey Kong Jr. Math at the trash heap at the bottom of all of these lists. But
Yeah,
that's just how it happened.
That's the game.
Yeah.
That's just how it happened. And next week, I'm taking over. I've got
Yes.
three weeks of it. And if you think hard enough, you know what's coming.
Mega
So
Man.
just go from there. All right.
Okay.
Let's talk
Yep.
about what we've been playing. Jesse, we're going to start with you.
I've everything. All my free time has gone into Pokemon Legends ZA Switch 2 edition. I don't know how many hours I've put in yet because it's still been less than 10 days, so I can't look myself. Tim can probably look.
It tells you on your pass. Not your pass, but your save page.
Oh, I
It
don't
tells
think
you how long you've been in there.
I never unload the game to reload it, so I just put it in the sleep
if
mode.
you just hit the R to save, you'll see it there.
See, I don't do that either because
Okay.
I just rely on the autosaves because it autosaves probably way too much. But
Yeah.
so I have no idea how long I've been playing. 8 to 10 hours, maybe more. But Tim, you might be able to look.
I'm
'cause
looking
we're
right now.
friends.
Yeah.
So I am currently rank E. I have
It's a good letter.
Oops.
yes. I have when I went from F to E, it also unlocked 2 more wild zones. So I have 12 wild zones unlocked. I have not entered 11 or 12 yet. But between the first 10, I've caught all the Pokemon I can for everything except for 5 and 7. 7 has a rare spawn that will run away from you. If, and 5, I still haven't figured out how to get to on the rooftop.
Okay.
So where I think everything is.
Yeah, it says 10 hours or more right now for you.
Okay, so somewhere between 10 and 15. Yeah, the Wild Zone 8, the rare one there was a Gibble. I could knock it out easily, but it's still, even with an Ultra Ball, it only had 2 carrots out of 4, and I must have tried 10 times before I caught one. Before, because he would run away after and wouldn't get caught. I don't know if there's an official term for that, but it's hard. But so I'm liking this. I know a lot of people are having issues with the game, most of which, yeah, I agree. It's not a great game, but I'm having fun. Can it look better?
IGN gave it an 8, I think.
I think they gave it an 8. With understanding this is Game Freak, and
Yeah.
Game Freak does not have a history of making pretty games. Hopefully that'll change with whatever non-Pokemon project they got working on, and hopefully they learn from that for the next generation, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
My favorite part of every Pokemon release is when everybody says exactly what you just said. It's not the greatest game, but hopefully it'll be better the next time around. How many years have we said that on this podcast?
Since Gen 7.
Sun and Moon, I know for sure we've said it. Sword and Shield, I know for sure we said it. What was the last one?
Scarlet Violet.
Scarlet Violet. I was going to say pee and poop, but
You wouldn't be wrong either.
And Legends Arceus, like people like that was a breath of fresh air. But then all people like it had been out like a week, and people were all like, "Well, I hope it's better next time around." At what point do people just like say, "You know what?"
Well,
I
think we know that the budgets of these games are small, like barely 8-digit budgets for the entire project. Most games are $250 million to $500 million nowadays, and they're here rocking a game at 15 million. that
Well,
will sell
why don't
10 million at $70
exactly?
each
And so
to make
instead
$7 billion.
right, so why don't they funnel some of that money toward development? Because they have, I mean, Pokemon
Because then the
Company makes
profits
tons
won't
of
be as
money.
high. I
Right.
agree. They have the money to do it. They and
Here,
they
it's
had the
just,
extra
it's like,
year to do it this year, but I don't. I got low expectations for Gen 10.
my thing is just like, it's the same. I hate seeing people go on the cycle every year. And it's the same cycle. It's like the Pokemon game is announced and then hype, and then it gets here and there's the endless complaining about all of the stuff. And then everybody's like, you shouldn't give Pokemon Company any more money. And then the next time a game comes out, people just go do it all over
They
again.
give all the money. Yeah, I think part of what's keeping this game down, even on the Switch 2, is it still had to run on Switch 1. So we have
Okay.
Switch 2 looks better and runs better, but they still had to make limitations because whatever limitations they
I
make, they
think,
still
I know
have
you
to
said
affect
that you
both
didn't look
versions.
at, I know you said you didn't look at the leaks that came out and however people feel about them. But I will say this: I do think that I read somewhere that in those leaks, it was there was something that was contained there that said the next gen
Gen 10 is 2
is
only.
just two only.
That I did hear that as well. So
So it'll be that's the litmus test.
that's so it's got potential to be better. I'm hoping the models are better than high def DS models, which is what we've had since Gen 6. Are we going to get it? Probably not, but I'd like
But
it.
that means, yeah, that I mean, okay, we'll talk about it. There's a redesigned Pikachu that was shown off in those leaks.
Okay. See, I'm not expecting the
And
Pokemon themselves to be much different because the model is the
no, I'm just
model.
saying like
But I'm talking about the human
what
models.
was what was shown off was it was like an official render. Like,
Okay,
like
so not necessarily from the game, but not an in-game model, but a render.
right, but I guess what I'm saying is with that maybe they are going to do that, but I get what you're saying too with the people. Like it it's the same kind of
Yeah,
art style every
the model in X and Y made sense. It's running on a 3DS that can't do a lot. It's doing what it can, and we're okay with it because we understand the system has limitations. The Switch 2 does not have the same limitations. The models should be better looking. And right
I
now,
agree.
they're still the same models, just in high definition,
Yeah.
in 4K.
Well, this is just us rehashing a conversation that we have every time a Pokemon game
Yep,
comes out.
every 3
It
years.
pretty much goes nowhere. Tim, you've been playing this game too. What's your experience been?
I love the combat system. And as you guys heard me talk about games before, I can play a game with close to crappy graphics. So, but if I'm having fun, I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I don't pay attention too much to the graphics, and I don't play Pokemon games all the time. But the Legend series, I had so much fun with the Arceus games. I was like on board with this already. So playing it, I'm having fun because of the new way to play. I'm having a blast with the game mechanics, and the story is interesting. I mean, it's not groundbreaking. It's not going to be like, anything crazy
Yeah,
like
it still is,
Inscription, but it's
but
still,
yet there is a
good.
story there. There is a
Yeah.
mystery going on that I don't know
Yes.
the answer to yet.
Yes.
So, which is more than I can say for some games where I figure it out in a half an hour.
And that's the fun part. It's just fun. It's like figuring out what's going on. And I'm also having fun with the character creation part because we talked about this in our Discord. Is like a lot of us guys created female lead characters, So it was like we were
Yeah,
talking about each reason why we were all doing that. It was like because I did that when Retro Logic did the retro rewind of Pokemon X and Y. I was like, you know what? I'm going to create a female character lead, and that's what I did. And that's in this game. I created the same basic type of character in this one, since I did that in in that game. So it was a lot of fun, and that's why I went that route. And now I'm actually having fun with going to the mall and putting outfits on her and all that kind of stuff, and taking pictures with the photo mode. So there's a lot of stuff going on, not just the game itself, but just all that fun stuff to do, and I'm enjoying it. And it's actually taken me out of Outlaws, because that was my game game to be playing, and I actually haven't come back to that because I keep playing Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've said the same thing about the Zelda games, but because the main story arc tends to be what I like the least about the games, and yeah, I just had the same issue with Arceus that I'd have with ZA, is the actual run around the arena fight against the giant wild Pokemon. I hated those, and I don't like them here either. It's just something that I know I've got to fight with, and then until I eventually beat it, and then I can go on with the rest of the game playing things relatively normal. Even with the running around in the normal fights, I don't, because sometimes I can run around with the command window up, and sometimes I can't. And when I do issue a command, she's got to stop and do a point. If I'm trying to run away, it's limiting my window to issue commands. So
Yeah. There is a little bit of frustration there too, and I've like when I've had to react right away, it's like either I was in one mode and couldn't do the other thing because I have to switch to that mode to battle, or I was trying to dodge, but I was in a battle mode and I couldn't dodge.
I think it was Slowbro, Mega Slowbro. I did fail there and had to do it over again. I had it down to like 20%, and then having to start over, I'm like, that hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tim, what else you been playing?
But yeah, I've basically done 4 of those fights so far. Got the rank up to E, which now unlocked 3 more megas that I've got to do before. Then it'll probably have me up to D at the point. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not as far as Jesse on that. So I just got to rank W, and got my first beat my first mega Pokemon. So just getting along. Yeah. So just got through that part and moving along. I'm having fun with all the other parts apparently. So that's why I'm kind of slow about it, with, again, doing the running around the town, doing some of the side stories. But I'm more unlocked. So there's like, oh my gosh, so many side quests. So, but they're fun.
I think I've done like 30 of them.
Yeah, it's like so many. It pops up. It's like,
each side quest is numbered. I'm doing the low 40s now. The new ones that spawn are in low 40s.
So I think that's the mode I'm in right now. Is I'm not going to necessarily go get the next letter, which is fighting the secretary of that company. Is my next battle in the license.
Oh, okay.
For the next letter, I mean.
Yep.
So that's where I'm at, but I'm holding off to clear up some of the side stories, side quests. So a lot of fun there. But in between that, like when I'm done doing some of that Pokemon run, I've been playing 2 other games. One, Marty, you said I had to pick up, which is Absolum.
Yes.
And you are right. Is an absolute fantastic game, roguelike game. Having a lot of fun with running through that story, and it does play a lot like probably Hades.
Yeah.
More so than Hades 2, where you're getting through a story, unlocking things. What I really like about it is that map, because it's like you go one route on your run, and you may unlock something that pertains to that second route that you didn't go, and then you go that route, and then you unlock something there that you can come back to. Like,
so
there's a bridge you can build or something that you unlock.
To that end, there are things that you can do on that map that stay done.
Yes, they stay done.
The bridge is the one that you talked about.
Yeah.
There's another one where if you go down in the mines, there's a furnace that you have
Yeah.
to reignite,
Yes.
and you do that by throwing enemies in it or yourself. You can jump in it too.
Yeah.
But if you like whatever level of furnace power that you get to is cumulative. So it
Mhm.
doesn't penalize you and make you go back and do it because the enemies on that screen are a finite resource. So you can do it several times. It's a really interesting take
Yeah.
on roguelites, and the I just can't get over how gorgeous the art is. Like the world is so fully fleshed out. I mean,
Yes.
like, how did I not hear about this game until it released? Is my
Right.
question. Um,
Yeah,
is it
especially
is
with it being on Steam and all that, so
I think this game should be on everybody's list. It's everybody's radar. It's that good. If I mean, if you have a passing interest in beat 'em ups, even especially if you're a fan of Golden Axe, or what's that old one that was on Super Nintendo? Was it Knights of the Round or King Arthur? You know, they had like you could be Arthur and Percival and someone
I
else
vaguely
like
remember
that.
that one, yeah.
Yeah, that if you
Forgot
like
all
that
about that
stuff,
one.
or that
Yeah.
what is it? The Dungeons and Dragons Chronicles of Mystara that was out, that was a beat 'em up. If you like any of that,
Mhm.
then this is
Plus roguelikes. Yeah.
yeah. The powers for me is what keeps pulling me back in because every run is different. You know, it's not
Yes.
based on, but you're able to level those up, and there's so much customization,
Right.
and I mean, it's just
Use a lot of elements to help your wizard to do some pretty powerful spells, which is pretty cool. I
yeah,
haven't tried the other character yet. I've been playing the dwarf mostly right now. Um, I haven't
yeah.
tried the sword character yet
I
much.
will say there is going to be a physical version of this if people
Mhm.
want that. But right now, if you want the digital version of it, it's on sale on PC, on PlayStation, on Switch, 22.49. Normally 24.99 is a steal for this game. All right, we've had so many good games come out at like that price point this year. Silk
Right.
Song, Hades, you know,
Well, and as
and
we always say too, is if you can't get it now, at least add it to your wish list so
please
you keep
do.
an eye on it.
Please.
Yeah.
I have you unlocked all the characters yet, by the way?
No, not yet. Nope.
I've got three of the four. I can't get. I'm having trouble beating the Under King. That's where I'm at on it. Like I get to him, and I'm either so far depleted down that I can't do
Mm,
anything, or because
okay.
I'm trying
Yeah.
to use. I've started using the girl, not the one that this the unlock first unlockable character.
Right.
I
The one that
cannot
wears
think
the
of her
mask
name.
or whatever.
Yes,
Yeah.
because she's got
'Cause
some
I
really
ran into
cool
her on the way,
combo
but I haven't
potential.
unlocked her yet. Yeah.
Yeah. It's good stuff. What else? Sorry.
But it's okay. I know we were both playing that game. I probably should have ended on that one, but
That's cool.
Ball X Pit or Ball times
I think
Pit
it's
or
just ball pit.
Ball Pit, whatever. Title
This
says
one
Ball
looks
X
great
Pit.
too.
I've been playing that one. I had my eye on that one and forgot it was coming out, and all of a sudden it was out. I was like, "Oh crap! I need to buy that." That is a also a must have. Another roguelite where at the beginning just starts off very plain and simple. You see this kingdom get demolished by some sort of comet or something that just creates a big chasm in the earth and swallows up the castle. And you are basically trying to rebuild it by going down into the pit and battling all of these skeletons and undead and all that kind of stuff to get further and further down there and then get some resources to come back up and rebuild your community by uh, basically I had to plant some wheat and plant some forest so I could get some wood, and then you keep doing those type of things to get resources to build up your city and build more things, and then in turn get other things to help you on your next run. So that's another good rogue light game that's
Devolver don't miss, man.
Yeah, it's another Devolver game too. So great game.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll start out with what I've been playing. Let me talk about a game you mentioned, Tim, and that is Star Wars Outlaws, because a demo for that is now available on the Switch as of today. So I have it on PS5, and I hit a roadblock early on, and it left a sour taste in my mouth. And so I thought, let me try this on Switch, mainly because I wanted to see how it ran, but also just to give the game another chance, right? Because you and Justin have talked about it, and you've sung its praises. And so I thought maybe I need to like try it. It came out at a time another game came out, so I had two games going on at the same time. Maybe I need to give it another chance. So this demo starts you a little further into the game, and you're on the planet Tatooine. You're actually in orbit when you start the game in the demo, and you go in and you fly down to the surface, and you're tasked with going and finding someone named Hoss. Have you gotten to this part yet?
I have not made it to Tatooine yet.
Okay, so this is probably a little further, a little fair piece into the game.
Yep.
So you get everything.
Justin probably did that though. He's a
You
lot
get the
farther than I am.
experience of riding the speeder. You get the experience of being in combat and like tracking things down and using Nyx, who is your little axolotl alien thing that follows you around to like
Helps you steal a lot of
well, it
stuff.
can do things. It can steal stuff. It can manipulate parts of the map.
Yep.
And you go through basically this thing where you have to go get a crate dragon pearl and give it back to the sand people. And the game gives you, I think, like 3 hours of being able to play it in game. So I played a pretty extensive thing until it got to a point where I was supposed to meet up with Hoss in Moss Isley.
Okay.
And the game auto completed the quest, and then he just didn't show up anymore. Even though it told me I had time. So I basically could have spent another 2 hours just wandering around. But all the missions were locked because it said not available in the demo. So I feel like that was a glitch. It also glitched out when I first got to the place where he was supposed to be. I had an encounter with like a dog enemy, kind of like in the desert, and it hit me, and I flew through the wall of the cave and got trapped on the other side of it in like a place I'm not supposed to be. Like it was inside the formation. And so like I was able to reload my last save because the demo does save. I was able to reload that and it fixed it. But I think the demo probably has some bugs because I haven't heard people saying much about that. Stuff happened. But the important thing is this, is that I've played this on PS5 enough to know this is an absolutely amazing, competent version of this game. And so if you're out there and you're like, I don't know, Switch 2 may not can handle it, it absolutely can. They're making optimizations to it even as we speak. Maybe those have already come out. I don't know.
They had a couple releases with those optimizations.
Yeah, so they're constantly working on it. And yes, it's a game key card, but it plays so well. I will say there's a little bit of loading times that I think where it's like, okay, yeah, it's the Switch 2 version, so there's going to be loading times will be a little bit longer. But I was blown away by it. So I think it's great on Switch. I encourage you to get that. I've already talked about Absolum. I also, a couple weeks ago, told people I was playing Mega Man X again. I finished that. It was a fun little side thing to spend a couple of hours on. But what I really want to talk about is two games that came out today, which are Plants vs. Zombies Replanted and Power Wash Simulator 2. Plants vs. Zombies Replanted is fantastic on the Switch. I got the Switch 2 version. Was able to hop in and do about 5 or 6 levels before I was like, I want to try Power Wash Simulator now. But it works. It's incredibly responsive with a controller. I think you're able to play it with touchscreen. If you're playing it in handheld, I haven't tried that yet. I will try it before I do the video, just so I can mention it there. But I got up to the point where if you've ever played Plants vs. Zombies way back when, there's a stage you get to where you go bowling with the walnuts, and that's what I got to.
Nice.
And so all the humor's there, all the music's there. I know, like my son, he was like, they put a big hedge in front of the yard, and it just so stupid. And I'm like, dude, if they scaled that old map up to where it would fill an HD screen, you would lose all the details around it. It would just be lanes of grass. That's all it would be.
Yeah.
And so I think, the hedge adds something to it because you can see it rustling before the zombies come out. So it kind of helps where they're coming. And there's a couple of little quality of life improvements too. You can like click the left stick and speed up things to like 2 times speed or 2.5 speed, and hurry things along if you want to. The only thing that I think people might have a nitpick with is that the way that you can collect sun is by moving the cursor uh, across the map. And it doesn't really it's not free floating, like it moves on a grid. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So it's not
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
mouse pointer. It's
Mhm.
more of and you change plants that you're planting with the L and R buttons on top of the controller. So it's pretty intuitive. There are extra modes that, they're not, of course, not available at the beginning of the game. But
Mouse mode?
what's that?
Does it support mouse mode?
I don't know. I don't know. That's a
That
great
question would
question.
also go to Power Wash Simulator too, as well.
I'm checking right now. Yes, does support mouse controls on
Plants or
Switch 2.
Power Wash?
Plants.
Okay.
So let's check the other while I switch over to talking about that. So I think it's for $20. This is a good deal if you like Plants vs. Zombies. I had a great, time with it when it was an app way back when, and I'm glad to have it again. Power Wash Simulator 2 is fantastic. Everybody should go buy it right now. Right now, there's two big missing features. Gyro support is not available. Mouse controls also not available on Power Wash Simulator 2. And I would say the first thing you're going to notice if you've extensively played the first one is they changed the control scheme. And I was not happy at first. However, you can go immediately to the cog at the top of the screen but when you press start, and you can change to classic mode. There's modern, which is this control scheme, and then there's classic, and it mirrors Power Wash Simulator 1 100%.
Okay.
Which made me very happy. It's already swapped back. We're good to go. It's beautiful. It looks great. It's smooth. So if you've played Power Wash Simulator 1 on Switch, sometimes it was kind of jumpy because of frame rate issues and things. This is very smooth, plays fantastic. And it's just, y'all, it's more. It's more. And that's what I wanted. I didn't need like anything. They did add some things, like they've added the carpet cleaning machines, and things like that. There's a whole array of new power washers and attachments and things you can get. The story's expanded. You actually travel to different places to clean. And one of the things that I've noticed that they've done is they've made the areas that you're cleaning a lot more interactive. And what I mean by that is like you'll have doors that you have to open to get you to the next place. Or like I was in the second one you clean a bathroom, and it's like you have to raise the toilet seat and power wash the underside, then put it back down. Or there's a changing table and you have to put it down and clean that. And everything just works. And so I don't know what to tell you. It's power washing. It's fantastic. Zen, zone out. There's no enemies to kill. There's no time limits. There is a mode where you have limited water and it acts like a timer almost. But y'all, it's fantastic. It's going to be on my game of the year list already. I can tell you that. I've been waiting for this. I'm so excited it's here. You can play online with friends. You can play couch co-op with friends and clean together. Everything's just better than the first one. The only thing that I wish they would do is go back and make a Switch 2 version of the first one. They do that, we're golden. But it's out. It's $24.99. So Plants vs. Zombies was $19.99. Power Wash Simulator is $24.99. Jackbox Party Pack 11 is also out, and it's $30. So they've upped that. But I think 10 and even 9 were 30.
Yeah, they went up then.
And so you're paying $6 a game. The games in Jackbox 11 look really good, though. It doesn't look like there's a stinker. And usually the last couple of packs, there's been a couple that you go, these look good. They took some extra time.
And most of them were stinkers.
Yeah, 10 was not great. This one, though, looks really good. There's one where it's a drawing game, but you draw cookies. Like you're working for a cookie company and you draw cookies to customers' orders. And so I'm looking forward to playing that. There's social deduction in one of them. One of them, you're writing prompts that other people then rewrite to make them more horrible. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So those are all out. That's what we've been playing. Let's turn on the community spotlight.
All right, we got the community spotlight like we do every week, and I'm going to get the questions out of the way first because I have a feeling Marty's going to want to jump here. So, because I know Marty, you've had a long week. So, let me get these questions. Let me get these questions out of the way. First, well, let's get one that we got in the chat where Quag311's mentioned my daughter finished Echoes of Wisdom last month, 100%ed it. She wanted to know which Zelda game to play next. She asked for Wind Waker. I wish the HD port made it to the Switch, but NSO will have to do. So, not necessarily a question, but more of a comment there. So, just wanted to point that out. That came up.
I'm sorry, I was reading his other question in our notes, and I completely missed what was the game she just finished?
She just finished Echoes of Wisdom, 100%ed it, and then jumped into Wind Waker on NSO.
I think she should play A Link to the Past on NSO if she liked Echoes of Wisdom.
Or if he's got
Link's Awakening.
Yeah, since
that would be a good
modeled
one too.
After that, yeah. But Link to the Past is a good, excellent choice. And man, I can't wait. I hope the thoughts are true that if they do bring a second screen in and they bring, say, a link between worlds, that would be awesome.
That's a good one too.
I would play that again. I don't usually play games again, but I'd play that one again.
Very inventive.
Yes. But speaking of Quag311 and the other question that you were reading, Marty, his question there for this that we missed actually last week was, for years, the game Runbow would keep the dust all off the Wii U. My nephews would beg to play it whenever they were in town. Now that they have recently acquired an OG Switch, they still play it. Towerfall, Castle Crashers, and Spider Heck have been the 3 titles my kids keep going back to play when they have friends over. Gentlemen, in your experience, what is the best action party game on Switch?
So I have 3 suggestions because I can't ever just do one. Right? One of these I've been recommending since literally the summer the Switch came out, and that's Astro Duel Deluxe. You can absolutely skip Astro Duel 2, but the very first one is so fun. It's simple. It's easy for anybody to pick up. I think 2 tried to do too much, and that's what made it not great. And so the power-ups they just add this hilarity to the game, as well as all the stage hazards. And I think it's fairly cheap. And so I that's a top one. The other one, I hope I'm not taking somebody's when I say this, is Boomerang Foo is excellent as well.
Yes, that is.
Where you're playing as food items throwing deadly boomerangs at people.
Yes.
And there's all kinds of different stage hazards and things there and power ups, and you can mind control your boomerang or split it or do all kinds of different things, and the animations are hilarious. And then the
Yes.
other one that I would throw out there is Human Fall Flat, which is like a physics based. It's not really a fighting game, but like you can if you want to. I think there's a mode there that does it, but it's more about traversing through a stage with jelly people.
Like an obstacle
Like, have you ever?
course.
Yeah, it's like it's an obstacle course, but you like people have to pull the lever, and then the platform comes down, and then you have to get over there, and it's like rag dolls. And so I think 4 people can play, and they added. I want to say it's got like it got a free Switch 2 upgrade recently. So those would be my go-tos, and mainly because they all have different, you know, they all have different types of play. Yeah, so spring
Those are good ones.
2026, there's a Human Fall Flat Switch 2 edition.
Nice.
I don't know if it's going to be a paid, but since they have an OG Switch, it's there already, and it plays pretty well.
Very cool.
Any other recommendations, guys?
I'll throw in Ultimate Chicken Horse.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That is the Friday night and NSO or Saturday night NSO crew. We like throwing that one up to play. Is a good one.
Okay.
Definitely a good party one, action game to play. So, Jesse, you have any?
No.
Okay.
Not a fan of that overall genre. Quag did reply with, we played Human Fall Flat on Game Pass. My son rage quit. He did love Gang
okay.
Beasts, and those controls are similar.
And Gang Beasts is on Switch 2. Not Switch 2. It's
Switch also.
I mean, it's on the OG Switch.
Switch also, yes. Yep. All right, good stuff. Quag said stoked for the sequel to Ultimate Chicken Horse. Yes, we are too, for sure. All right, the next question. Darth Platypus asks, if you are making a list of the top 10 or top list of older games, either for a system or a genre or such, do you weigh nostalgia, current playability, historic importance, or something else most heavily to order your list? Now, while you guys are thinking your answer, Koopa Kid 80 said 90% nostalgia and 1% playability.
Yeah, 99 and 1.
Yep. And Zablanc said, I heard a podcast recently where the person said, no older game that you love is as good as you think it is. And I think they're right. But Spider Shan said, it's possible, but I still routinely play my favorite game of all time, which is Legend of Zelda Link to the Past. And I still can't find flaws in it. And Zablanc says, except that one. That one's perfect.
And he's forgetting that Mega Man 2 exists.
Yes.
And Super Mario Brothers 3. So just throwing that out there. Those
Super Metroid?
And Super Metroid. That would be a good one too. I think for me, if I'm being honest, nostalgia probably has the edge over playability and historic importance. But I really don't think historic importance has much percentage for me at all. It really comes down to, and I would say current playability is not the best way for me to define it. For me, is this game gaming comfort food for me? And what I mean by that is there like there is a menu of games if you'll follow the illustration line I'm going through here. There's a menu of games that when I need to play something, but also can switch my brain off, or I've had a bad day and I don't want to be frustrated and I just want to play a game and it reminds me of a certain time in a certain place, that's the game I go to. So I guess it is nostalgia. It's comfort food. Uh, there are games that will always evoke that feeling to me. Most of them are first party Nintendo games. I'm just gonna be honest. On that list is Mario 3, Mega Man 2, Link to the Past is one of them, absolutely. And another one would be Super Mario World. It's just, and oddly enough, the Super Nintendo version of Street Fighter 2, the very first one, it's inferior. I know it is. It's not up to today's standards, but there's something about it that takes me to a time and a place where every care is gone and it's just me in the game. Mortal Kombat probably is on that list. Mortal Kombat 2.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. He didn't ask us to make a list, but I guess it is. Then, here's self-therapy. I talked through my issues. I guess it is nostalgia for me.
Yeah.
That's number one. Like, does it take me to a place where I feel something? Yep. That's it. What
Yeah.
about you guys?
Yeah, I'd say nostalgia is also the majority. I do, historic importance is not as significant, but I think I weight it a little bit more than you do. Which, so
Yeah.
like Donkey Kong, Mario Brothers, even Pong. Not Pong itself, not a great game. The fun is playing it with a second human versus the CPU
Hey, I
and
did
being
say that
competitive over
Popeye
it.
was important in your poll.
True, you did.
And I
Yeah.
deferred to historical importance there. You can do that every now and then, or I can.
Yeah, and and I was thinking of Popeye. Radar Scope has historic importance in a different way. Without it, we wouldn't have had Donkey Kong. But that wouldn't make the list either because again, I have no nostalgia for it because I didn't know about the history of that game until I was well into an adult.
So for me, definitely nostalgia, and I don't know if nostalgia plays into this next part, but there is a bit of historical importance, but not for gaming for me in my timeline, how it affected me during that time in my life. So I don't know if that's still part of nostalgia or not, but it's just because not just when I played certain games on my personal top 10 list, like when I was a kid, it was my first game I beat or this or that. It was also the time in my life that I played a particular game and how it affected me then or things like that. So this historical side of it is just, I guess, personal history with the game, along with the nostalgia of, and maybe those all kind of tie in together. But for sure, I think those are the two key factors for me. Now, there are some lists that we have done where I use those other factors. I guess it just depends on what type of list we're making and discussing. And especially if we're having, I'm trying to think of a list that we came up with. I know we were asked to do, I think on Casey's show when he was still doing his show, he invited us, a group of us, to come on their show and do a Zelda top 10, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I remember that.
And my list was mainly because I haven't played all of them, but it was very heavy on the 2D side of it because for a long time, I didn't play the 3D ones because I didn't get into them. Breath of the Wild is the first 3D one that I beat, if that tells you anything. So I played some of the other ones, but I never finished them. Breath of the Wild is the first one I finished and rolled credits on as far as 3D Zeldas go. But how I put that list together wasn't necessarily just based on nostalgia. It was based on like obviously, what did I actually play versus you guys, and also trying to be a little bit different so that it wasn't necessarily, samey, like everybody's gonna say probably Breath of the Wild is number one or something, but we all didn't go that route. So sometimes there's some thought put into it beyond just this nostalgia. It does where you start adding some of those other factors. But I think for everybody, it ends up being nostalgia.
Good stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I like if I'm I would add that if I'm making a list like that 2D games are always going to win out over 3D for the most part, because that was like I played a lot of those games in formative years where I was detached from responsibility and everything else. So I was able to fully dive into that and be in that world, right? And
Yeah.
I think that's key for nostalgia, right? Like
Yes.
now when I play games, there's always the other thing, right? There's always the other thing I'm managing. It's being a dad or being a husband or doing work or whatever, and you escape for a little bit, and then you have to go back to the other thing. So I think that probably where our formative and importance lies is those games where we were able to lose ourselves in them. And I think there are instances like that where that can happen now. If
Mhm.
a game is good enough and just hooky enough, I guess would be the way,
That's probably where those our yearly games come into play. Like if we have a number one, I'm sure some of those things you just mentioned apply to whatever game's number
sure,
one. So,
sure.
but it'll be interesting to look back on those lists to see if anything changed too.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So, real quick before we jump into our credits, before we roll our credits, we have monthly mayhem still going on until next episode, where we will be voting on some of those pictures. So, if anybody's in our community hasn't submitted those pictures yet, you got 1 week left. So make sure you get them in. So you get to. There's going to be 4 $25 eShop cards given away, one for each category. So make sure you participate. And then we got Extra Life coming up as well. Last week we mentioned some of what was going on. Briefly, I'll just say that one, thank you to everybody who joined our teams during the designated time. We were able to get our $7 bonuses for each of those people at that time. So take a look at your numbers. You should have received, if you joined at that time, your $7 bonus, which means we probably also got as a team $100 bonus total. We are now at a team total of $1,340 out of $5,000 goal.
Awesome.
So thank you everybody for that. Again, if you want to donate or you want to join, go to nintendodads.org, and at the top of the page there's an Extra Life logo where you can click on that and you can donate to anybody on the team or join along in. And again, if you join, doesn't necessarily mean you have to do 24 hours. You can do any hours, or you don't have to do any hours at all. You could actually just get other people to donate, because you can maybe connect it to your Facebook page and get other people to donate to your team, to your local children's hospital. That will help support our total goal as well. So there's many different ways you can support us. But the other way is also to keep listening to us and keeping an ear out for when we go live for ourselves. And
Yep.
again, we'll be giving away prizes, each one's of us individually and as a team. In fact, we got
I've
a
got
new
I've got a whole stack of stuff behind me.
right.
It's given away.
We're getting
I,
stuff all the time. In fact,
I
we just
think
got
I
a
got
new.
items as well that I think I meant to give last year, but I didn't do Extra Life last year, so it's just I've got a few things too.
With that being said, we also got a donation from Kev in our community, who's doing some 3D printed mouse Joy-Con grips for us to give away.
Ooh,
So I thought that was pretty cool
I like
and
that.
very, very nice of them, because printing materials is not cheap. So,
I
Yep.
can vouch for
Very
that.
cool.
all right.
I think I've
Very
bought
cool.
15 spools in the last 2 weeks.
Ooh,
Right. So stay tuned for more news on that.
Yeah, some of which as bought as refills to save a little money, which means I have to figure out how to repurpose the spool.
Yep, absolutely. Good stuff. Well, guys, I think that's going to wind down episode 550 of Nintendo Dads. We want to thank you for hanging out with us again this week. If you are a repeat customer, thank you so very much. We appreciate your patronage of the show, your friendship of the show. And one of the best ways that you can be a friend of the show is to head over to patreon.com/Nintendo Dads, where you can be a part of the community with our Patreon producers. Huge thanks to Dave Ernsberger, Jacqueline Amira, and our anonymous Patreon producer, as well as 100 plus other patrons for keeping the lights on over here at Nintendo Dads HQ. We want to send a special thank you to our 9 Twitch Prime subscribers, over 1,400, nearly 1,500 Twitch followers, and getting on up there toward 8,300 YouTube subscribers. We're close. And so wherever follow us at,
we don't have the numbers on here, but we also have a bunch of people who subscribe to us on Facebook that we got like over 2,000 followers over there.
Absolutely.
So shout out to our Facebook followers.
Hey, some people follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on X. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok. We're over there. Blue Sky. We forget about that place, but we drop in every now and then. So thanks, guys. We wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. And so if you love the show, love what we're doing, like, subscribe, share us everywhere you go. It helps more people find the show. And you can find all of our social media links, YouTube videos, all that good stuff, as well as our Nintendo Dads family of podcasts, as well as our other recommended podcasts over at our website, nintendodads.org, where you can find even Nintendo Dads merch. And so you can go to manscaped.com and get 20% off your order with the code NINDADS. That's NINDADS. Or you can email us at nintendodads@gmail.com or call in and leave a voicemail at 929-25NDADS. That's 929-256-3237. You call in, you leave a voicemail. We'll play it on the show. We'll answer your questions. We'll address your comments. You can call and tell us how pretty we look. We don't care. Big thanks to OC Remix for the music used throughout the show. And remember, you can wherever you download us or listen to the audio version of this podcast in your podcatcher of choice, if they have a 5-star review, if they have some stars, if they have a checkbox, whatever it is, do the thing. All right, do the thing. Give us the 5-star review. Give us the thumbs up. Leave us a comment. Let people find what you love about the show. It pushes us up the charts. Just makes the world a better place. Guys, thanks again for listening. For me, for Tim, for Jesse, and Justin, who's away over the sea in Ireland. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Nintendo Dads.
If this is your jam, you are screwed up.
I hate you